All right, if you guys would, please grab out your Dealing with Data Unit Test Review, and we're going to go over all of the questions that we have here. All right, so number one, Ava gathered samples from the average monthly temperatures of 2 cities and calculated the 5-number summary. What is the range of each data set? All right, so I've got town A and town B. Now to find the range, it's going to be the max minus the minimum. So the highest number minus the lowest. So 91 minus 32. Can't do 1 minus 2, so I'm going to have to borrow and carry. Well, 11 minus 2 is 8, 9, 10. Ooh, 8, 9 is 9. And 8 minus 3 is 5. So it should be 59 for A. City B is 86 minus 37. 86 minus 37. To borrow and carry again. Well, 7 to 10 is 3 plus 6 more, 6, 7, 8, 9 is 9. And 7 minus 3 is 4, which is 49. All right, what is the IQR of each data set? Well, IQR means the interquartile range. So I'm going to do Q3 minus Q1. All right, so city A, city B. Well, city A is 72 minus 45. City B is 75 minus 48. Five, 6, 7. 6 minus 4 is 2, so 27. 75 minus 48. 6, 7. 6 minus 4 is 2, and it is 27. All right, take notice, your IQRs are the same. All right, number 2, ignore this 5 that's right here. The director of a middle school play wants to find out how many students at the school plan to see the play on opening night. Which sampling method is most likely to provide valid results? Meaning, which one of these chooses a random sample? All right, let's look at letter A. Surveying 2 randomly chosen students from each of the 25 home classrooms at the school. Okay, that seems to be a random, but let's make it sure. Surveying 50 randomly chosen students in 8th grade. Well, if I'm thinking about middle school, it's 6 through 8. So if I'm only doing 8th grade, that's not random because I'm not including 6 or 7. Surveying 5 random students chosen from each of the 10 art classes at school. Well, I'm only doing art classes. What about band or choir or math or science or history? That's not going to be random. Letter D, surveying 10 randomly chosen students from reading in the library during 5 different lunch periods. Now, if I know anything, I know not every kid gets to go to the library during lunch, so that's not going to be random. So the only possible answer choice for random would be A. Okay, the only possible answer choice for random is A. All right, number 3. The circle graph shows Alan's activities during 24 hours. So it's got the percentages. How much more time and hours did Alan spend listening to music than playing tennis? Okay, so for music, he was listening to that 12% of the time. Playing tennis, he played tennis 10% of the time. Okay, now how much more percent did he do for listening to music than playing tennis? Well, he was listening to music 2% more than tennis. Now, that's not the question. It's saying how much more time. So I need to know my part over. Well, think about time. It's 24 hours in a day. For 2% over 100. Okay, 2 over 100. All right. And to solve this, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do cross multiplying. So 2 times 24 is 48 is equal to 100x. To solve for x, I'm going to divide by 100. Divide by 100. Okay. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to have 100 on the outside. 48 on the inside. Well, 400 can't go into 4 or 48, so I'm going to have to add a decimal and a 0. It can go in there 4 times to have 80 left over. Add a decimal, bring it down. 8 times And I'm now down at 0. Okay. So he will listen to music 0.48 hours more. Okay. All right. Number 4, Suzanne surveyed 55 people to find out their favorite types of music. The results are shown in the bar graph. Based on the information of the graph, which types of music were chosen by 40% of the people surveyed? Okay, so we need to do a couple of things first. First thing I want to do is I want to find out how much is each individual section. Well, I see that I'm going up by 2s, and I know that country is between 14 and 16. So for country, I have 15 people. For jazz, I have 12. For opera, I have 10. And for rock, I have 18. Okay. I want to know 40% of the people chose what type of music. Now, it's telling me which types, meaning more than one. So if we surveyed 55 people total, what is 40% of 55? Okay, what is 40% of 55? All right, so I know that 100 can't go into 55, but I can simplify this down. So let's go ahead and simplify. I know that 10 can go into both 40 and 100. So x over 55 is equal to 4 over 10. Okay, 4 over 10 can reduce again by 2. To have x over 55 is equal to 2 over 5. And then I know that 5 can go into 55 11 times, so times 11. And I'm going to do the same thing to the top, so times 11. So how many people do I have that are going to be 40% of this? And it's going to be 22 total people. All right. So I know how many number of people I need. Okay. So based on the information, which types of music were chosen by 40% of the people? So I know it's got to be more than one. So what 2 musics can I add together to give me a total of 22 people? Jazz and opera. Jazz at 12 plus opera at 10 gives me 22. Jazz and opera. All right. Number 5. A recent survey of 1,500 students from across the U.S. showed 3 out of 5 students buy their lunch at the school. What is the population of the survey? Well, my population is U.S. students, because my survey is the 1,500 students that were surveyed, that were asked. Of those 1,500 that were surveyed, how many buy their lunch at school? Well, it gives me the proportion 3 out of 5 buy their lunch at school. So buy over total. So 3 over 5 equals x over 1,500. How do I go from 5 to 1,500? Well, 5 times 3 can get me to 15. And I'm just going to add 2 more zeros at the end of that. So times 300 on the bottom, times 300 on top. And so 3 times 300 is 900 students. 900 students. All right, number 6, Mr. George works for a video game developer. The company wants to know how much time teenagers spend each day participating in online gaming. Suppose Mr. George decides to give his teenage son's homeroom class a survey. What is the population of this survey? Well, it looks like the company wants to know for teens. So my population is teens. The sample is these sons homeroom class? And would this be considered a random sample? The answer is no. Okay? Only taking one homeroom and not giving all teens an opportunity. And not giving all teens an opportunity. All right. Number 7. Okay, so number 7, Krista set up a monthly, there you go, set up a monthly budget as represented in the monthly budget below. So she set up a pie chart. And I want to know true or false, so T or F, which one of these is supported, or not true or false. I want to know what percent. Sorry, true or false is later. So Krista spends about what percent of her housing on food? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a straight edge. You can use a ruler, you can use anything. And I'm going to cut my circle in half so that I know that my circle has been cut exactly in half for 25%, or 50 and 50. There we go. Nope, sorry. All right, so Krista spends about what percent on housing and food? Well, housing and food, it looks like to me that's going to be a good 50% of my budget. She spends about what percent of her income on car and utilities? So if I look at car and utilities, okay, I know that car plus a little bit of utilities is 25. I have a little bit more out of here. So I would say about 30, 35%. One of those two would be pretty good. She spends what percent on housing and utilities? Okay, car and utilities, housing and utilities. Well, if I take a look, utilities looks about the same percentage as food. And if I know that housing and food is 50, housing and utilities is going to be 50%. And then the last question is on food and entertainment. And I want to show you if I change colors. Okay. You change colors, and I were to split my graph like this, and then like this, which is our normal way of splitting it up. Food and entertainment is 25% of your budget. Food and entertainment is 25% of your budget. All right, number 8. So what can you say about the 2 dot plots below? All right. So it's asking us for the mean of our SUVs. So to find the mean, okay, what we need to do is add all numbers and divide by how many we have. Okay, that's how you find the mean, is that we're going to add up all of our numbers and divide by how many we have. All right, so I see that I have 118. So I'm going to do 18 plus 19. Now I see 19. I see 4 dots for 19. So I'm going to add 19 4 separate times. Then I'm going to add 20 3 times. Then I'm going to add 21 twice. And then I'm going to add 22. And I do not see any other numbers. Okay? So what I'm going to do, since these are large numbers, I'm going to use my handy dandy calculator. And I'm going to say 18 plus 76, because 19 times 4, because 19 plus 19 plus 19 plus 19 is 76. 20 times 3 is 60. 21 times 2 is 42. And then plus 22. Now these numbers I can combine easier. So 42 and 22 is 64. 60 and 76 is 136. plus 18. So 18 plus 136 plus 64. I should get 218. Okay. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 11 numbers. And then let's go ahead and use our calculator here. And I'm going to get 19.8 as our mean. All right, so let's go ahead and do for the cars. So for the cars, I have 21 plus 22 plus 22 plus 24 plus 24 plus 25, 25, 26, 26, 26, 27. So I'm still going to have 21 plus 44 plus 48 plus 50 plus 50. Oh, no, that's 26 times 3. Ooh, 78. Plus 27. So 21 plus 44 plus 48 plus 50 plus 78 plus 27. I should get 268. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11 numbers here. 268 divided by 11. 24.4. So if I were to ask you guys a question, which one has a larger mean? Cars would have a larger mean because I have 24.4 out of 19.8. All right, what is the range for SUV? Now, remember, range is high minus the low. All right, so for SUV, my highest number for SUVs is 22, minus my lowest is 18, and my range should be 4. For cars, my highest number is 27, minus my lowest number is 21, and the range is 6. So which one has a greater range? Cars. Cars has the greater range. All right, what is the distribution of the data for SUVs and cars? Now remember, you are either symmetrical, you're going to be skew left, or you're going to be skew right. Okay. Now, if I were to put a beautiful little blanket over all of this right here for our SUVs, okay, I could see both symmetrical and I can see skewed left. So, but in general, I would go with being skewed or not symmetrical. I would go if I put a ball up here, it's going to fall to the right. So I would say that this would be, our SUVs would be skewed right. Okay, because I've got more of my data giving me a top. And then if I looked at this right here and create a little blanket and put a ball up here at the top, he's going to go to the left as far as falling, and he's going to be skewed left. All right. And then the very last thing it's asking me to find is finding the median, which is the number in the middle. And to find that, I'm going to mark off left and right all the way until I can get to the very, very middle number. So I'm going to mark off the highest and the lowest all the way until I can get to the middle. Boom. So the median for SUVs is 20. And then let's find it for the cars. Highest and low, high, low, hi ho, hi ho. To where we go. 25. Sorry. And that's how we find the median of a data set. All right, number 9. There we go. All right, so number 9, a stacked bar graph shows the number of students from each grade in Jefferson Middle School chorus. So letter A, in the chorus, how many are 8th grade girls and how many are 7th grade boys? Okay, so 8th grade girls and 7th grade girls. So in the chorus, this girls is the dark. So 7th grade girls, it looks like it's going up by 10, but every line is going up by 5. So 7th grade girls, I have 15. 8th grade girls, 8th grade and girls, I have 20. How many are girls in 8th grade chorus and how many boys are in 8th grade choral? So for 8th grade girls, we learned it was 20. For 8th grade boys, so I go from 20 to 40, it is 20. So how many total 8th grade students are in the chorus? We'll combine from girls and boys. There are 40. All right, number 10. Mark made a box and whisker plot shown here. What percent is each individual, or what percent is each interval below? All right, so each individual 4 sections is worth 25%. Okay, this is our minimum. Let's go ahead and mark that. This is our max. Here's our median. Here's Q3. Here's Q1. All right, so from Q1 to Q3, so our box contains 50% of our data. Below the median is 50%, so the median and below. Above the median is 50%. From Q3 to max is 25. Above Q1, so from Q1 above, that's 3 sections, so that's 75%. Below Q1 is 25%. And from the minimum to the maximum, that's a whole whopping 100%. All right. Let's see if I can fix this. There we go. All right. Number 11, in a survey of the cafeteria food of Metropolis Middle School, 50 students were asked how to rate how well they liked the lunches on a scale of 1 to 10, with 1 being the lowest rating and 10 being the highest rating. The box plot below is made for the food collection data. I need to identify the 5-number summary for the box. All right, so our minimum, which is this number right here, looks to be about 3. Q1 is right here, so I know that from 5 to 6, I have individual sections. And I have how many boxes? 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's either 25. So 5.75. My minimum is right here, halfway between 6 and 7. So 6.5. Q3 is right there at 8. And my maximum is right there at 9. So what percent of the students in the sample rated the cafeteria between 5.75 and 9? So it looks like from Q1 all the way up to 9, and that's 3 sections. And that's 75%. What is the IQR of the data range? Well, it's Q3, so it's 8.00 minus 5.75. I need to borrow and carry. 10 minus 5 is 5. 7, 8, 9 is 2. 9 minus 5 is 2. Oh, why did I do 9? That is 8. That needs to go down to 7. 7 minus 5 is 2. Bring down my decimal to get 2.25 for your IQR. 2.25 for the IQR. All right. Number 12. So Gigi surveys her 7th grade class to compare the number of hours boys and girls sleep each night. The results are displayed in the line plot where O, every O is represented as a boy. So O is equal to boys. And then X is equal to girls. Conclusion, can draw about the data sets. All right. So I want to know which one of these is going to be correct. All right, so let's check A. The range of boys is higher than the range of girls. Well, to find the range, so boys, highest is 9 minus the lowest at 6. So 6, 7, 8, 9 is 3. So the boys is 3. And then the girls is 10 minus 7, which is 3. Is 3 higher than 3? Answer is no. All right, let's look down here. They both have a max of 10 hours. Well, girls does the boys? Nope, that one's gone. All right, so I'm between mean and median. Well, let's go ahead and do median because mean I have to do a little bit more work. All right, so for the median for the girls is equal to the median for the boys. All right, so for the girls, I'm going to mark off from the high to the low until I can get to the very center of my data set, and it looks like I'm between 8 and 9. So for the girls, it is 8.5. And then let's check it out for the boys. So high down to the low, 7 and 8 is 7.5. So 8.5 is equal to 7.5. Well, the answer is nope. So that leaves the only possible answer choice left to be B. And I know that B is written incorrect, and we're going to work it out, and I'm going to help you to show you exactly what I should have put for your answer choice, but B is your correct answer. So it's saying the mean for the girls is lower than the mean for the boys. I think it's supposed to say higher. All right, so to find for the girls, we need to add everything up. So I need to do 7 plus 8, 8, 8. How many times for 9? 4 9s. And then add a 10 in there. Divided by how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Divided by 10. And then for the boys, it should be 6 plus 6, 7, 7, 7, 8, 8, 3, 4 8s. Divided by 10. So for the girls, you are going to get let's see, 84 over 10, which is 8.4. And then for the boys, you will get 74 over 10, which is 7.4. So it's supposed to say the girls is higher than the boys, and that would be true. I just messed up the wording on that one. All right. Number 13. Number 13. So Sam surveys the entire population for the middle school to see how many minutes each student spent listening to music on MP3 files they have downloaded. So what is the mean of the data set? All right, so to find the mean, we're going to have to add all of our numbers up again. So let me zoom out here. You're going to fix? All right. So I have 0 plus 0 plus 60, 60, 60, 120, 120, 120, 180, 180. Okay, I should have all of those numbers. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start combining some of my numbers. So 180 and 180 is going to give me, I think it's 360. Yep, 360. 120 and 120 is 240. 160 and 120 is 180. 60 and 60 is 120. And then 0 and 0 obviously gives me 0. Now I'm going to combine these two together. Well, 300 and 200 is 500, plus another 60 and 40 is 600 to 300. Well, 300 and 600 is 900. And there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 divided by 10. 10's trick, I can get rid of a 0. So 90 divided by 1 is 90. Okay, 90 divided by 1 is 90. All right, what is the range of my data set? Well, it's going to be the highest number that I have is 180 minus the lowest I have is 0, and it's 180. The median of my data set, remember I can mark off high to low. So high, low, high, low, high, low, high, low. Oh, I'm between two numbers. I am between 60 and 120. So to find the median, I'm going to have to add my two numbers up together. So 120 and 60, I get 180 divided by 2, which is 90. All right, what is Q1 and Q3? We'll define these numbers. I need to put them in order from least to greatest, and I've already done that right here, but I'm going to go ahead and move it down here so that way I can see a little bit easier. 60, 60, 120, 120, oh, another 120, 180, 180. 360s, 3 120s, and 3 180s. All right. And I know that between 60 and 120 right here is my median. Now, to find Q1, I find the median of my lower data set. So mark off from high and below until I get here. And then I'm going to do the same thing for Q3. So Q1 is 60. Q3 is 120. And to find the IQR, I do the Q3 minus Q1. So 120 minus 60 gives me 60. All right. Number 14. We got two more. Number 14, an entertainment surveyed or company surveyed 360 people to find out their favorite type of movie. The results in the survey are shown, and I need you guys to tell me whether or not each percentage or each of these are true or false. So if family and comedy make up 1/2 of the movie categories. Well, if I'm looking at percentages, I know that 1/2 is 50%. So I want to know, is family and comedy make up 50? Well, family is 20, comedy is 35. Well, 20 plus 35 is 55. So is this half? Exactly half? No, it's more than half. Okay. Romance and science fiction make up 1/4 of the movies. Well, as 1/2 is 50, 1/4 is going to be 25%. Okay, so let's see. Romance is 5. Science fiction is 15. Well, 5 plus 15 is 20. Is that 25%? Nope, that's false. All right, comedy and science make up 1/2. Well, we know that's 50. So comedy is 35. Science fiction is 15. 5 and 5 is 10. 3 plus 1 is 4 plus 1 more is 50. So 50%. So is this going to be true? Yes. All right, romance, science fiction, and horrors make up less than 50%. All right, so romance is 5, science fiction is 15, and horrors is 25. Well, I know 5 and 15 is 20, so 20 plus 25 is 45%. Is this less than 50? True. That is less than 50. Five and 15 is 20. Yep. All right. And then the last one, number 15. So Mr. Kelso and Mr. Bonham gave each of their students a small bag of colored tiles. The students each counted the number of purple tiles they received. The box plot displays the data for both classes. Okay. This word which is supposed to be here. So which statement is best supported by the information below? All right. Let's start at the bottom. I like starting here. The IQR range for the data for Mr. Kelso's class is greater. So the IQR is greater for Mr. Kelso than Mr. Bonham. So let's look at Mr. Kelso. So I start right here. So I know this is going to be 10, 11, 12, 13. To here is 10, 9, 8. So 13 minus 8. So it's what, 5? So 5 is going to be greater than Mr. Bonham's IQR range, which is 14 minus 8, which is 6. Is 5 bigger than 6? No. All right, the median number for Mr. Bonham is less than, so Mr. Bonham's median is right here at 11. So his is going to be less than Mr. Kelso at 10. Is 11 less than 10? Nope. The data for Mr. Kelso's is more symmetrical than the data for Mr. Bonham's. Answer is going to be no on that one. And then, so that's going to leave us with A, the range for Mr. Bonham. And so Mr. Bonham's range is 16 down to 7, or no, 6. Wow, 6. So 16 minus 6, which is 10, is less than the range of the data for Mr. Kelso. So Mr. Kelso is right here at 17, 5, 6, 7, 8, which is 8. Ooh, did I miss that? I mess it up. 17, I can't even do math. That's supposed to be 12, not 8. Making that answer true. Oh, I was counting backwards. If you guys have any questions, please let